Hello. Welcome to the Bitching Dead. We're your hosts, Bekah, Farid, and Tara. We're a webcast from the minds of the geeky area, and we're here to bitch about stuff and things. Unfortunately, not for the last time. Even though The Walking Dead is over, we still have spinoffs because somebody has to do it. If you've not seen episodes 22, 23, and 24 of The Walking Dead season 11, I don't blame you. I don't know who else is still watching this other than us and my friend Megan. Hi, Megan. Please turn back now. We are not responsible for any spoilers you hear. We did warn you.
Please remember, this is recorded live, so we aren't exactly sure what's going to happen. Please forgive us for any technical difficulties or accidental or intentional swears. You can join the conversation with the hashtag #TheBitchingDead.
Also, don't forget that the views on this show are those of the hosts as individuals and do not necessarily represent the geeky area or the webcast itself as a whole. I don't think anybody else from the geeky area is watching The Walking Dead anymore. And also, we're generally kind of all in the same realm of opinions. But you know, these are our opinions, not the opinions of all the people who still, for some reason, watch this show. I cannot fucking believe it, you guys.
We made it. We
Made it.
made
11 seasons.
To be fair, we've only been covering it for 5 years. So what was 2017? Was that season like 5?
No. No.
Six?
Season.
I can Google it.
Was it after Glenn died?
Yes.
After Glenn
God.
died. Yeah.
That actually might have been the catalyst for us to be like, God damn it, we gotta bitch about this show.
Okay, so 2011, what?
17
17
was when we started.
Oh, that was like season 7 and season 8. Season 8 also started in 2017.
Why did we start talking about this show at that point?
Because maybe Fear the Walking Dead was coming out.
No, that had already been out. I don't know. Whatever. I can't believe it's been 5 years.
5 freaking years.
It was actually 5 years this month specifically that we've been doing this show. And this show was on for 6 seasons before we ever started talking about it. And here we are at the end of it all. Just
not
the end. The end.
It's the end of the main Walking Dead show. Like just
the one that started it all. Yeah.
The end of an era.
That's been finally put to the grave. Yeah. It's dead now. So, news. Not a lot of news, surprisingly. But okay, so talking about the ratings, Fate ended, episode number 22, Fate ended up having 1.39 million live viewers. And then episode number 23, Family, ended up getting 1.47 million live viewers. So yeah, the finale is probably going to be higher. However, I highly doubt that they'll like hit the 2 million mark. I don't think that's happening. Those days are long gone.
Yeah.
I just want you guys to know that we have somebody in our comments that says, and they say, "You are truly a handsome man. Keep up the good work and the looks."
That's a spam comment. That's
come on.
Farid.
Who is it?
Either that or it's somebody hitting on Farid. In which
Dan Hastert.
Okay.
Dan Hastert.
Okay.
Either
getting right to the point. Yeah.
Either it's spam or they're hitting on Farid. Either way,
Perhaps.
Well, if you're in Calgary, Canada, hit me.
HMU.
Right.
Also, I have a question.
Yes.
When we don't have to talk about the spin-offs, of course, but which spin-off do you think will probably end up getting the highest views?
Rick and Michonne.
Right?
Yeah.
I don't. Well,
I think Negan has like his little cult, or had his little cult following, but anybody I know who is part of the Negan cult following has dropped off watching the show.
Mm-hmm.
And I just think that from the people I know who still have suffered through this show the way we have, they were almost hoping to see Rick and Michonne. Rick and or Michonne, I guess.
Mhm.
So I think it's gonna be Rick and Michonne. But also, did I like forget something?
Yes.
Because I somehow did not remember that.
We have talked about it, Tara.
Yes,
We
we have
talked
talked
about
Listen,
about
it.
it.
Yeah.
I don't.
That the movies got cancelled, and
I
instead of
knew.
a Rick
Okay,
movie,
okay.
we're getting a Michonne and Rick spinoff. And the announcement was during this year's San Diego Comic Con. It's a
What?
recent announcement.
Oh, okay. So I think we
Mhm.
must. The only episode we've had since then, or well, whatever episode we had, it must have been our
Mhm.
like the Tales of the Walking Dead or something, and I just don't
Yeah.
listen. It's been a real long, hard fall for
They
me.
canceled the movies
Autumn.
that were apparently going to be shown in cinemas. It was going to bring the movie experience back.
I'm sorry, but I'm not going to sit there like I did for the Lord of the Rings trilogy and watch the Rick Jones, what is his name? Rick Grimes.
Right.
There
The
you
Rick
go.
Grimes theory, trilogy, trilogy.
The
Trilogy.
trilogy, Becca,
I
the trilogy.
told you I'm having trouble talking today.
No, I said
I'm
I meant trill. Like it's going to be like quite thrilling. The trilogy.
trilogy, absolutely thrilling,
Yeah.
absolutely not thrilling. The absolute reverse of thrilling, the boring, the borilogy. Anyway, I'm not going to sit there and watch 3 movies back to back because I'm not going to be like, oh my God, I can't wait to see what happens. The special effects are incredible. Did Rita Workshop do these too? Peter Jackson direct the next one. Like, it's not going to be like that.
But yeah, Rick's getting. I think it's going to be a limited series. I highly doubt that they'll
I
be
hope
continuing it.
so.
Yeah, it's
Is
probably going to be a limited series.
City of the Dead, Dead
Dead
City?
City.
Is that also
That's
limited?
yeah, that's supposed to be a limited series too. The only continuing series is possibly going to be the Daryl Dixon one.
Okay.
But then again, when it comes to such shows, every series is a limited series
Hmm.
unless it gets like a good amount of views. Like, do you really think that they would have canceled The World Beyond if people were watching it?
Ugh, World Beyond. What did that serve except for to show us the Commonwealth? Not Commonwealth. The tap
The other
dancing Jesus Christ toadstools. What are they called?
nobody remembers because nobody cares. I don't
The
remember.
maritime military
It's also the one
madmen.
that's in Fear the Walking Dead, but Commonwealth and it's also starts with a C, I think.
The CDC? No, not the CDC.
The CDC. It's the CDC.
It's
Nobody
the
cares.
CDC.
Anyway, moving on.
The Civil
So
Republic. The
yes,
Civil
there you go.
Republic.
I knew it started with a C. Ha. Okay. Moving on though. Is there any more news?
No news. Surprisingly, no news. Basically, I think their big news was those little snippets they showed at the end of the episode
Yeah,
about the spin-offs coming up. I think
which we already knew about.
that was their big announcement.
Uh,
So TWD season 11 episode 22. Faith.
Faith.
Favorite moments.
I mean, I'm like, of course, Mercer came true. We all knew that he was going to be a good guy. So yeah. Also points to the Warden for sticking for what he believed in. He just allowed Rosita to have his face eaten by a walker. He was like, yeah. I was like, okay, that's brave. That's like not smart, but still brave. Okay, points to you.
You're gonna lose everything you love.
Yeah.
Cool.
Rosita just does. She gives 0 fucks. 0 fucks.
Listen, I mean, listen, I don't even have children of my blood,
I
But if
would have
that
done
was
the same
somebody,
thing. Yeah.
if I was like leaning over that dude, being like, where are my stepkids? Where is either
Mm-hmm.
one of my
Mm-hmm.
stepkids? And he wouldn't tell me. I would have been like, fuck you then. Brah.
Or maybe someone else's kids that you knew,
Yeah,
right?
my
And you
nieces and
were close to.
nephews.
Yeah,
Yeah,
like die.
yeah, exactly. I have at least 3 friends whose children I would allow, if they wouldn't tell me where their children were, I would be like,
Mm-hmm,
"Here, Walker, eat this dude."
mm-hmm.
At least 3 friends, probably more, honestly.
Mm-hmm,
Really,
mm-hmm.
I don't.
Yeah.
I'm not a huge children person, but fuck you, dude.
Same here. Same here. I would have done the same
I
thing.
can't believe that he was like holding out for that long. Also, like, what are you holding out for? Fuck you. I guess he
The,
knew he was dying anyway because he'd
uh,
been shot or
they
whatever. But
tried to make him like Negan 2.0, and it didn't work. He was supposed to be like a very, very pale imitation of Negan.
nah, because all the prisoners were like, "Fuck you, we're gonna stand up."
A musical number like on the railroad tracks with chimney sweeps. It was going to be amazing.
Walking Dead the musical coming to
Don't say
Broadway.
that.
It can
You say
happen.
that
It can
3
happen. It can
times in a
happen.
row.
They're
Scott
already
Gimple
having a New
will
York.
appear.
They're already having a show that takes place in New York City. It could happen.
Oh my gosh, they're gonna walk through and there's gonna be like posters on that. When did Walking Dead? When did it start?
2010.
Okay, so they're gonna have posters from 2010 Broadway. There's gonna
The
be a
cast,
Phantom
the
of the
cast,
Opera
the
Wicked.
cast
poster.
of Wicked, but
Yeah.
Oh my
walking around
gosh,
as walkers.
it's gonna be popular.
Listen, honestly, if they do that, I will. That is something I will get behind.
They can do
So
it. They can do it because again, one of the best episodes from Tales of the Walking Dead was that wacky episode where the women started like
yeah,
replaying their death over and over again.
I need to watch Tales from the Walking Dead because I still
you
haven't seen
do.
it.
I
That
mean,
episode, just watch that episode.
yeah.
Just watch
Well,
episode two.
The Terry Crews one was pretty good too. I liked
Episode
I
one,
liked
episode two, yeah.
Yeah, episode 1 and episode 2 of Tales of the Walking Dead
Mhm.
were worth watching. And what was that, episode 49 for us for the Bitching Dead, or issue 59 or 49?
Yeah, issue 49. Uh-huh.
Yeah, so
Mhm.
Farid and I talked about it, but yeah, I did like episode 1 and episode 2. The rest of
Mhm.
them could honestly like fall off a cliff. I don't care. But uh yeah, no, that when Mercer, that absolutely by far my most favorite moment of that episode was at the very end when they're taking, Eugene has been condemned to death, whatever, and he's got a bag over his head, and Mercer just meets him in the hallway and he's like, time
Mhm.
to fuck shit up. And I was like, yes, finally. And I think that I actually don't know that Mercer was like totally behind, because he was trying so hard to protect his sister, and he was like, I got to protect my sister, I got to protect our everybody's lives here, whatever. I think it was Eugene's, and because I rewatched this episode today just to remind myself, because it had been several weeks. I, I was watching Eugene give his speech and he kept looking at Mercer, and the look on Mercer's face and everything. I really do think it was Eugene's
Yes, something
speech.
changed. Yeah,
Yes,
something changed at that
clicked
moment.
in
Yeah.
his head, right?
Mm-hmm.
Like, and also, it's not it's not my favorite moment, but Eugene's speech, it hit some nerves, and also it was like him kind of, not in detail, but there's a really bad echo.
Yeah.
Okay, you might need to mute yourself when you're not talking. Sorry.
Mhm.
Um, Eugene, his speech it wasn't like completely laying himself bare, but it was enough that you got the gist of what he'd done and how he felt about it. And I don't know. I especially watching it a second time, I really was, I feel it in my heart. I like Eugene a lot. Like, he is fucked up so much, but at the end of the day, like, he's also done some good things, and he has done his best, tried so hard to make up for all the bad things he did, and I think we talked about it in our last episode, because Princess was, going at Mercer like, "He is my friend. He understood me. He accepted me for who I was when no one else would." Like, listen, people fuck up, but they also grow. And I think that Eugene and Gabriel have kind of become, I don't want to say two of my favorite characters, but definitely two characters who I like absolutely respect the character growth that they have gone through in this series. And that speech was
And I think it also helps that they aren't evil. Like, I don't think Eugene was ever evil. Like
no.
Negan was evil. So it helps.
Yeah.
Mhm. Becca, your turn.
I mean, I'm a big Mercer fangirl. I love Pumpkinhead. He's the best. And his silly little suit. Whenever I saw him, I was like, oh, he's gonna be either the good guy or the bad guy. And I'm glad that Mercer was the good guy. I'm trying to remember. There's a lot of that episode that was blurred, but of course, I love the victory moment, and definitely what Tara said, that I definitely respect um Gabriel and Eugene both. Because I remember we used to make so many jokes about Gabriel, so many jokes, and
Mhm.
like, and I mean, every now and then we can still make a joke or whatever, but like he definitely has grown a lot. And, he went from being this coward who was hiding in his church, literally allowing his congregation to be eaten. Now he's become this leader and a dad and, you know, this pretty great human, actually. Um, and it's nice to see characters who are not necessarily, you know, the good guys or the bad guys, but they have a strong sense of duty and justice and
They're flawed, but they I don't even know if I want to say overcome those flaws. They're flawed. They're flawed characters who grow. That's it, right?
yeah.
And
Yeah,
the show has not always done that well, but when they do it well, they do it really well. Like, I fuck Negan, whatever. Like, listen, I at the end I was also just like, okay, I'm down with it. I get it. It's fine. But Negan was fucking horrible. Gabriel and Eugene were both just, they weren't bad people, they were just
they
not
were
good people.
they were obnoxious at best. Like
Mhm.
the kind of people that you're like, wow, I definitely don't want them on my team. But Negan was like the guy that you're like, wow, I hope that guy gets hit by a bus. And then somebody spills lemon juice on him and then sets him on fire. Like, like they're like Eugene and Eugene and
Gabriel.
Gabriel are like fun to hate because they've done so many silly, ridiculous things. But like Negan is this true evil person who's done these evil, evil things. And that's actually something that I'll talk about. That is something that I liked a little bit. Um, I'll actually talk about that later for what I liked about the finale.
Yeah. But yeah, I Eugene's speech was, I liked it. I'm here for it, honestly.
So yeah, least favorite moments.
Bullshit trial is bullshit. That's it. Like, it was like, of course, like, and it was my least favorite thing because it was like obvious. It was so obvious. Like, oh, come on, guys. Like, do make it like a little bit less obnoxious that this is like gonna happen the way it's gonna happen. I don't know. It was predictable and stupid and predictable, and Yumiko getting like mad about it was kind of like, oh girl, you did know this was always gonna go this way, right? Right.
Yeah, that's what I didn't get. Like Yumiko was really disappointed. I was like, Yumiko, you know that the trial is a sham. You know that there's no chance that Eugene is going to win.
Like, you're good, Yumiko. You're good. It wasn't anything you did wrong, but you're still fucked.
yeah, Becca has the trial thing too written down.
Yeah, I just like why even have a jury? Like why even have a jury if the judge was going to make the decision anyway?
Yep,
You know,
it was weird. It was weird.
and
Like,
well, the thing is that Pamela knew that if it was up to the jury, then Eugene would be free, and she couldn't handle that. So she had this judge that was in her pocket, and it just, But the thing is that it definitely was. Even though I don't like that, I understand it from a storytelling point of view because it shows that these people are in her pocket. What was the woman's name? Checkers, Rocket, Roses.
what? I don't know.
The woman who was supposed to be watching over Mercer. Rockers. Anyway, it doesn't matter. The black lady who had her hair braided in the back. Yeah. So so she obviously had her checking up on Mercer, but even, in the end, she knew that Pamela was no good. I think that she knew it the whole time. And the whole time maybe she had been planning on double crossing her, who knows, but that's something for another day. But yeah, so these people all, but it shows the kind of power that she has. And no, is anything really truly democratic in this place? No, it's not. Has it ever truly been democratic in any other place that we've seen in any of the other places? No. They want it to think the people coming in want to believe it is, and these people like Pamela Milton, like the governor, like Negan, whoever. I don't think Negan so much, but they want to show that this is democracy and everybody works together, but they don't. The poor stay poor and the rich fuck them over.
All I have to say is it's a dictatorship. I have taken such good care of this shirt because I know nobody's ever going to make this shirt again.
This ain't a democracy.
It's a dictatorship. That's all I'm gonna say. I miss the dictatorship days for so many reasons. Because that's when the show was also still decent. Oh Lord. So I don't know, Farid, did you have least favorite moments from this?
Basically, the entire episode, I was like, "What's happening?"
Nobody cares.
Why am I watching this? I'm watching this at 2x speed and it's still boring.
They really, honestly, real quick note, they for a show that was ending when it did, these episodes, there were not the last two, but before that, 5 episodes before that. Basically, every episode from this part of the season leading up to the last 2 episodes was like, Jesus fucking Christ, how much time can you waste? This show is over, right? Why are you doing it this way? For fuck's sake. So other gripes though?
I mean, I'm like, where are these people getting the batteries to power all of these handheld flashlights? Don't batteries have an expiry date? Right? They stop working after a few years.
I mean, if they've never been used and they've been stored properly, they might
properly.
Yeah,
Who's storing batteries properly?
They might not explode. But I've actually had batteries that were just in a drawer in my kitchen and they exploded everywhere with acid. So for like
Farid.
2 years after I bought them.
Farid, obviously, the same walkers that are cutting the grass and cutting people's hair and doing the eyebrows. Those are the walkers that are storing the batteries. I'll have you know, they have engineering degrees in storing batteries that they got from
the battery variants. I mean, they have variants. So
the battery variants that they got. They got a degree in Walker U.
Knife picking up variants. We'll get into that in a minute.
what happened
They
to that
did.
variant
They
that
did
picked up
pick
the
up the
knife?
knife. That was a knife that it picked up because I was
Yeah.
wondering about that.
In the next
Okay.
episode,
And
yeah.
then it never appeared again. I was like, where is that knife going? Like,
It's kind of like that video of the Roomba with the knife attached to it, and the Roomba is going back and forth. Have you or whenever you give a lobster a knife and the crabs, have you seen the crabs with the knives? It's kind of like that. Like, what are you gonna do with the knife, my guy? I don't know. Or the dog with the knife? Like,
I mean,
who knows?
they made a point of actually showing a walker pick up the knife. So I really thought that one of our characters was going to be like stabbed by that walker. You know that Chekhov gun thing. Like, if you want to get artsy, The Walking Dead, then do it properly. Where was that knife? Like,
He ate it. Put it in his pocket for safekeeping.
it made no
Anyway,
sense.
that's next episode, though, right? Isn't it? Or was that this episode? 22 and 23 blended together for me, to be completely honest.
But yeah, episode number 23, right? Or
Yeah,
do you? Yeah.
family.
Yeah, I actually liked seeing Eugene take out troopers. Like, I was like,
Mhm.
okay, he took out two of them. I was like, okay, Eugene, okay, you can do it. I mean, we know that he has fighting spirit in him when it comes to self-preservation. So I was like, okay, Eugene.
Well, let's be fair. He has that spirit, but only that's been I don't want to say recent development, but it was he didn't have that for the first like couple seasons we knew him, right? He was always like, ooh, ooh, ooh,
The
ooh.
moment,
He was John Travolta,
You-
like
Do you remember? Do you
ah.
remember him screaming and running away from the
Yeah,
walkers?
exactly. Exactly. He was the John Travolta gift, like
the moment he bit that other guy in the crotch, I was like, yep, Eugene's not going to die. Remember that scene?
no.
The scene where Denise died. Remember when Denise got shot? Like an arrow got shot through her head, through her eye.
Oh
The lesbian that died.
Yes, I remember Denise.
Well, I know
Thank you. You don't
Denise.
need to clarify that Denise was a lesbian.
I don't remember the wiener biting.
Yeah, and also Dwight had all of them hostage, and then like Eugene bit the guy in the crotch to serve as a
Only
distraction.
Eugene. Only
Remember?
Eugene. Only Eugene would think to bite a guy in the crotch. Oh gosh. Listen, I can't even say R.I.P. Eugene, but like cheers Eugene. Honestly, I'm cheersing Eugene right now
And one
for
of the
how much
best,
he learned.
yeah, one of the best scenes. It has to be like one of the best scenes. That little scene where Negan said, "What the fuck?" when he saw the zombie coming up. The
Oh
very end,
yeah.
I was like, okay, so this is like one of the best scenes ever. Even though I hate Negan, but that was a very good scene. The way he delivered that line, I was like, okay.
Oh yeah, all of their reactions, but yes, particularly Negan's to the new and improved walkers were funny. And I don't think they're supposed to be funny. They're supposed to make us like worried, but mostly I was just like, look at the walkers climbing over shit. Look at the walkers grabbing knives off the ground. Like,
For
Squid Game,
me,
but with walkers.
oh my gosh. For me, I because like they're allowing wordy dirds now on The Walking Dead. They're allowing the fucking words and the shit words. And I feel like if they had allowed this before, it would have been a lot better, but alas.
Yeah, I mean, he was. I all of, and also I'm just still like, ugh, about the. We're gonna introduce super walkers at the very end of the fucking show. You know, like it's fine, whatever. But yes, their reactions to them climbing up shit and everything were just
Least favorite moments.
Judith getting shot. That's it. I can't roll my I like as soon as it happened, I was like, are you fucking like haven't Rick's kids been through enough? Like, do we need another one of Rick's kids to get shot? I know he's not in the show anymore, but for fuck's sake, like
Leave Rick's kids alone. Yeah.
yeah. Leave Brittany, leave Judith alone.
Look, I'm just saying that it's a rite of passage and a Grimes family tradition for the Grimes is to get shot, okay? Because Rick got shot, Coral got shot, Judith got shot. Has Lori gotten shot?
No, well, I mean,
well, technically Carl shot her when he killed her, but he was good, you know. But yeah, it's a Grimes rite of passage. You have to get
Grimes
shot.
family tradition. Gotta get shot.
If you haven't been shot by a certain age, then Daddy just pulls up and pow!
What about RJ? He hasn't been shot yet.
Oh, those Michonne genetics. Those are keeping him safe.
Yeah.
Bullet wicking technology.
Yeah.
He's the new Black Panther.
Also, according to like Angela Kang, like they were very deliberate in showing Daryl running with Judith's injured body because they wanted to like basically connect it to when Rick was running with Carl when he got shot. And I was like, okay, artsy, The Walking Dead. I mean, we know that she's not going to die. I mean, but still. I mean, if Carl can survive getting shot through the eye, Judith can survive a bullet in the shoulder.
But I mean, also, like, did we know she would survive? Because I feel like I mean, yes, of course she should survive, but she was giving all of the pre-episode story time with Judith. So I was kind of like, oh, for a minute there, maybe she's giving story time because she's dead.
It was giving me like not Rick, Jesus Christ, Daryl holding Beth whenever he was running.
Of course it was.
Shut the fuck up. But then there's also another parallel, which I'll talk about in the. I mean, Judith got shot. That was spoiled for me anyway, because I don't remember what it was that I was spoiled for it. But
yeah. Other any gripes? What the fuck moments?
I mean, just a piggyback on the Judith giving shot thing when Daryl is carrying her and she calls him daddy. I was like,
what was I supposed to call him?
Like, I don't know if I don't know if I'm supposed to be like, I don't know if this is supposed to make me feel like emotional or like grossed out.
Well, like,
I know it's not dirty. I know it's not dirty, but it was just like a.
No, that's not what I was gonna say. I was gonna say that it's obviously she's not calling him daddy because she's that close to him. She's calling him daddy because she's hallucinating, I think. And a lot of people are like, "Oh, they're so close. oh, Judith in her moment of weakness is calling Daryl daddy. No, that's not it. Like, she's literally on the edge of death. And
Yeah,
she thinks that she's seeing her father carrying her.
she's high on shrooms. Like, okay.
Yeah. That gun bullet was laced with LSD.
No, she hasn't been been given painkillers yet. Come on now. I didn't like it. I was like, oh, this is like it was like a thing that was inserted to play on the viewer's emotions, and I don't care for it. That's it.
Good day. I said good day.
Good day, Daddy.
I triple
Anyway.
dog dare you to call Dean daddy and see what happens.
I would fucking never. Gross. Nope. Nope.
Yeah, other gripes and other fuck moments. I mean, the fact that Aaron, Lydia, what was the other name? What's Lydia's boyfriend's name?
Elijah.
Yeah, Elijah, Aaron, Lydia, and Jerry were able to hear each other while they were whispering. That literally makes no sense.
Oh,
Because Walker herds, are loud as heck. How the heck are whispers supposed to travel? Like, how is Aaron's whispers traveling to Jerry, who's like, who knows where in the herd? Like,
They were supposed to be close together. In the shots that I saw, they were all like within one or two people.
but still, they're whispering, and the walkers
No,
moan.
they're not whispering. They're like they're throwing their voices. I don't know if you know anything about throwing your voice.
Yeah,
Like,
it's an acting thing.
It's an acting thing. I don't mean to be like a well actually bitch, but I'm gonna be a well actually bitch because like but if you're whispering and you're throwing your voice, you're hissing.
You're gonna get eaten by a walker if you do that.
No, not necessarily, because it's still the hissing, static sound.
I still think that none of them would know how to throw their voice like that, but
I mean, Aaron might know how to throw his back, but
shut the fuck up, Farid. I feel like Lydia has probably taught them stuff from when she was living with her mom. That's just what I don't know.
Also, that cliche scene where one trooper had to open that gate while he was dying. I was like, okay. For everyone to come in, that was such a weird scene to me. Like, he's being eaten, he's dying, but yeah, before he dies, he opens the gate. Okay.
yeah. I mean, I think that I don't know. For me, like the whole thing with them in the Walker horde, like it would have made sense a couple seasons ago, but now I'm kind of like, you're introducing these like uber zombies, super zombies, whatever. Sorry, walkers, whatever the fuck you want to call them, right? But I don't know. So you're introducing these Uber walkers, super walkers, whatever, and they're still able to just kind of wander in the horde and like talk to each other uh while they're wandering in the horde of walkers who can apparently pick up knives. I don't know. I'm just
It just goes to show that the writers aren't really thinking. They just added the variant zombies to make them do what they want, but they haven't really thought about how adding such zombies to a horde would make walking in a horde difficult. It should do that, but
Insert
That,
Dave,
yeah.
Dave and Dan Benioff and Weiss. We kind of forgot about the elephants meme.
Mhm.
What's the Game of Thrones thing? For anybody watching, I don't know.
Yeah, they did though. They kind of forgot that they
Okay.
had inserted these like special walkers that can do all of these things, and Mm. All
It
right.
it reminds me of, like I said, it reminds me of the T800 walkers from Zombieland.
Mm,
Have you guys
yeah.
seen Zombieland too?
Yes. Yeah.
Okay. Anyway, all right, cool. Okay, so I guess we'll move on to
The
the finale
series finale.
episode. Bum, 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 bum.
Oh God. So, season 11, episode 24. Rest in peace. Why it was called this is kind of whatever, fine. Favorite moments. Don't make me go first. I have nothing. You
Okay.
both are muted.
Okay, I'll go
Okay.
first. So I unmuted myself. Can you hear me now? Daddy, can you hear me? Okay.
All right, Ian, full moment here.
Your daddies can hear you.
So favorite
Yes.
moments for
Banned. Blocked.
my
You're all
yeah.
banned and blocked.
Go ahead, Farid.
Go.
Oh no! He clicked
lost
out of the
him.
thing entirely. Farid, what is going on?
Boo, Farid, boo.
Okay, well, favorite moments. Becca,
Okay,
you need to go because
I'll
I
go.
need to hear yours before I like think about mine because
Okay.
I didn't have time to think about it.
So, and he's back. All right, too late. I'm already talking.
I'm back. I don't
Farid.
know what happened. Yeah,
You were
you
looking
can
very
talk.
serious.
Yeah, you can go ahead.
We were mocking. We were
Mhm.
mocking. I was mocking and blocking and doodly doing. Anyway, so I think it was a nice callback. There were actually a couple of shots in this episode that were a nice callback to the first episode, the first couple episodes of The Walking Dead, and not even in a like kind of cliche silly way, but like actually in a like a, oh, that was nice. Daryl puts Judith in the hospital room. He puts the gurney in front of it, and then he knocks over some kind of a tray, some kind of a shelving unit or something to keep the gurney in place against the door. There's also a scene where the walker has a rock and he's lifting the rock over his head and he's bashing in the window. That was also a scene from I think it was the second episode, I believe, whenever they're all in the department store after he meets Glenn, and they're coming into the department store. So that was a really nice callback, like almost like shot for shot. But yeah, that was really nice. It wasn't too heavy-handed. I didn't feel it was. People may disagree with me on that one. Also, I'm really glad that Maggie did not forgive Negan. Like there was a moment where the writers could have had her do that, but she didn't do it. I didn't want her to forgive him. He doesn't deserve it. She shouldn't have to forgive him. He obviously like wanted her to, like he had been doing all this stuff, like saving Herschel, like trying to prove himself, to Maggie, like he's a changed man, or whatever. But like, I'm sorry, but once you've done the things that he's done, that's a black mark on your record forever. Regardless of if you change, the people who knew you as the monster that you were before, especially whenever you take somebody as important and precious as someone like Glenn and Abraham, take the lives of those people, like Maggie shouldn't have to forgive you. So she didn't forgive him. Good for her. Maggie did say that he and Annie had earned their place in the community, and but but she was right. She doesn't have to befriend him and like him. She doesn't have to be friendly towards him. She doesn't have to, she did say, if there are days where I can't look at you, this is the reason why, because he apologized. He said, I'm so sorry. And I know that he meant it as genuine, but I think that Negan, even though he can apologize, he can never ever take back what he's done. And Maggie knows that, and Negan knows that. So he's saying these words, they're empty words, even though he's done some things to help the community. Maggie recognizes that, you've earned your place here. However, that doesn't mean that I have to accept and like you. So, villain lovers and Negan lovers are gonna be like, oh, and so, but she definitely has this coldness there, which is nice. I really like that. Obviously, the Yumiko and Magna reunion was great. I was very happy for that. I love my little lesbians. And I'm really glad that Connie didn't die. And Kelly didn't die, because I had a Deadpool that I wrote of all the people who I thought were gonna live and everybody who I thought was gonna die and the people who were definitely gonna be alive. And I was only right about one person, and it was Rosita dying. So all right. So there's a lot to like about this episode. But a lot of it was really messy considering it was the series finale. Um, yeah, it was really messy. But anyway, all right, next person go.
No, I agree. It was God, messy is a word to use. They I feel like, and I said this earlier, they wasted a lot of time on nothing in the last, like, what is it? Has it been 8 episodes? God. I feel like, God, it's been 8 episodes. So they wasted a lot of time in these episodes, and they really, really rushed it in the last 2 episodes. And I just I okay, so God, Dan Fogler, what was his character's name? Luke. Luke. So he dies
Who?
at the Luke. The
Luke.
music
Yeah. The
teacher?
one who
Yeah,
died.
like,
Yeah.
he dies
Jules
at the
died.
very beginning of the
Yep.
episode. And I'm watching this with Dean, and Dean is like, "Yeah, duh, he died." Like, finally, like, somebody who, like, gets their leg chopped off or their, like, appendage chopped off dies. Like, he's bleeding out, obviously. That said, as much and also, Luke was, like, persona non grata for the vast majority of the past, like, 2 parts of this season. I honestly, like, he kind of randomly appeared in these last 8 episodes, and he was I it's been so long, but it's like, we're supposed to remember who this guy is and care about him, and I don't. But that said, uh, Magna, Yumiko, and
Connie.
Kelly crying over him was emotional. Like, and Dean over here is like, why are we supposed to care about this? But I'm like, I remember that they were, like, you have to remember they were with him for a long time, right? They all took care of each other and traveled together for a long time. So that was the only part of this episode. No, that's not true. That was one of 2 parts of this episode where I got, like, a little bit, like, verklempt. I didn't cry, but it was emotional because the 3 of them were sobbing over him. And so that was that. I mean, I can't say it was a favorite moment, but it was certainly, like, at least there was this character who had kind of been persona non grata for a while, like, got a good send off. And I hate to say it that way, but I guess that's what it was. And then what was the other thing? Gracie showed up. No, I'm kidding. Farid's the only one who cares about Gracie, really. But yeah, I agree. I'm glad that Maggie didn't just forgive Negan. I think it's weird that apparently they're gonna have a show together anyway. But yeah, I don't know. I liked that we got that emotion from the other, and I think that the actors who play Magna, Yumiko, and Kelly played it really well, and that is why I felt emotion over a character who we hadn't really seen for a long time. And I think that's a huge plus. Like that says something about those actors. Uh but also I did like I did also like the similarities with Rosita's death to Andrea's in the comic, because for those of you who don't know, Andrea got bit, and she had like her goodbye conversations with Carl, and then Carl left, and then she was just with Rick, and then she died, and Rick had to, make sure she actually did turn, I think, in the comics, if I remember correctly. It's been a long time, but Rick dealt with that, and I did like that they did kind of, not exactly, but they did kind of show that same sort of situation, I guess.
Hello, I have a thing to say really quickly. I do want to say that I'm kind of disappointed not more characters didn't die. I was kind of hoping for this giant bloody bloodbath where everybody dies and we don't know whose body part this is. And I mean, I guess it's good that it was peaceful. Um, I'm remembering a couple of things as I'm sitting here. I kind of liked that Gabriel gave her last rites, but he was not the one that she died with. I think it's appropriate that Eugene was the one that she died with. It's kind of sad that Eugene had to be the one to put her out of her misery, but at the same time, like, also he didn't freak out whenever she said she'd been bit. He just let her have her moment. And same thing with Gabriel. Um, and then also, this is gonna sound really cheesy and stupid, but I liked it at the very end when Daryl said, "I love you" to Carol. I know that's really silly, but Daryl's not one of those people that says "I love you," but he said it to Carol, and I don't ship them or anything because I'm definitely a fan of Lone Wolf Daryl, but it was just a very, I don't know, that to me said goodbye more than that big feast that they had, and that said goodbye to me more than the pan over of everybody having their peaceful life, like him saying "I love you" and getting on his bike and leaving. Like, anyway, okay, I'm done. I'm
No,
gonna.
I agree. Like, I think that the that and I almost wonder when they filmed it, because I obviously, like, it had to have been like a last minute, like,
Yep,
scene that they filmed after
yep,
Carol was like, or after what's her name was like, I'm not doing the
Melissa.
show. Melissa,
Yeah,
yeah,
because you could see the hurt. You could see
Melissa
the
Joan
hurt. It
Hart.
was real. It was real hurt. It was real hurt.
But I I think that it was really, really sweet, because there are last two. They're the only, unless you count Judith in the womb, they're the last two from season 1, and they have always been best friends. And as somebody who really, really, uh, I am here more for my friends than I am for my relationships more often than not. I know that sounds bad, but listen, my pets and my friends are the people who are always going to be with me, no matter what happens with my relationships. And having that moment between the two of them was just like, it was necessary, right? Like we needed that like closure of like Daryl and Carol just loving on each other for a minute. We did. Period. End of story.
And it was nice that he said, I love you first.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, this whole episode, like I have more complaints about it than anything else, but there were some really great moments. Like, as cheesy as they fucking were, like, because my god, the last like 20 minutes of the episode, I was just like, really, we're just gonna keep doing this. We're all gonna love on each other and pretend that life is gonna be okay from now on. Okay. But yeah, I mean, I will never argue with a proper Daryl and Carol like send off.
Yeah, the internet connection is weird here right now. But yeah, as far as it's like again, I like the fact that we finally got to see someone die after getting their limb chopped off, even though we don't really care about Luke. So there was that. The conversation between Maggie and Negan, well written, well written. But I also have a feeling that they didn't have Maggie forgive Negan because they're probably going to end up doing that in that spin-off. Possibly.
I hope not.
You can
Be bitter
like,
and angry forever. It's
Yeah.
okay, Maggie. You don't have to forgive or forget.
yeah. He'll save her 18 times. I mean, is her
Also,
kid gonna be in the spinoff? Like,
yeah.
is she just gonna leave her kid
Right?
behind?
Where was Herschel? Like,
Why does everybody keep abandoning their children? Anyway,
I have a question. What did you say to Daryl about what Michonne said to her?
oh, we are the Walking Dead.
Oh, because I thought she said Mama didn't want me to tell you, or I couldn't tell you, or something like that. I wasn't supposed to tell you, or
That we are the Walking Dead, and that's why Daryl was like, no, that's wrong. We aren't the Walking Dead. We are the living.
oh.
Hmm.
I want to
Also,
get
of course,
through.
Gracie is still alive. Yeah, someone cared about Gracie finally because everyone was talking about where's Rosita's kid, where are Nabila's kids. I was like, where the heck is Gracie?
Of course you were. Listen, honestly, that's also one of my favorite moments. The fact that Nabila and Jerry and all their kids lived. Like, you can't like praise the sun. Like, you can't get better than that. There could have been a lot of fucking people dead in the end of this show, and the most pissed I would have been is if Jerry fucking died. Like, I don't care about literally almost anybody else, but if Jerry had died, I would have rioted.
I remember whenever he was introduced, and I was kind of like, if anything happens to this man, I'm killing everybody in this room and then myself. that Brooklyn Nine-Nine meme whenever she's holding the dog.
Someone
yeah,
needs to make that. You just need to put Jerry's head on the dog.
I mean, I'm sure I could probably figure out how to do it, but I'm lazy. So Farid, you might have to be the one, take one for the team. I will say that I'm very glad that I'm really glad that Ezekiel became the governor because
Yes.
he deserved it. Like after all the shit he's been through, like he knows how to lead, and I'm glad that he became the leader. Also, Mercer became the lieutenant governor. Like, yes, thank you. Thank
You have
you.
you have Ezekiel being like the people's leader, and then you have Mercer, who you can trust and is a really good dude, being the leader of like the military, essentially. Like, chef's kiss.
And then
I
you
mean,
have
listen, it's cheesy as fuck, honestly, but I fucking love every moment of it.
And then you have Carol, who's took Hornsby's job, and Carol is, that's I mean, good for her. Like, good.
Carol gonna Carol.
Carol gonna Carol. She gonna slither like a snake.
She will absolutely make sure that nothing bad happens to Ezekiel and Mercer and Princess. Oh, I just listen. Part of me is like, fuck, more people should have died, and this is stupid. But also, part of me is like, no, the lesbian couple lived. Princess, who had like the fucking worst life, gets to be with Mercer, and they're fucking great. And Ezekiel's great, and
A
he's
lot
the
of black
leader.
dudes lived. They didn't kill off any black dudes in the
They didn't
finale.
kill
Like,
Aaron. They didn't kill Aaron. The last living gay guy. Farid is dying. Farid, unmute yourself, please. I wish I could have heard that laugh. They didn't kill the last living gay guy. Are there any more gay men left? Is Aaron going to be by himself forever? That's the real question.
look, there may be bisexual men. I'm sure there are plenty of gays / bisexuals in the Commonwealth.
What about Yumiko's brother? Is he straight?
I mean, queerness runs in the family, I guess. He's really good looking, so maybe Aaron and Tommy.
Honestly, I mean, I'm okay with Aaron. Like, if Aaron is okay with just being Aaron by himself, I'm okay with that too. But at the same time, I want Aaron to find.
Yeah, Aaron's out there living that single mom life. I don't want that.
He's just got Gracie to take care of. It's fine. Oh gosh.
That last scene where Judith was like, Uncle Daryl, I wish you also that you also deserve a happy ending. And that move that Daryl did, where he like, and then the tongue, I was like, what the fuck, Daryl? And I ended up taking that scene, and I uploaded that short on YouTube, and it's like already close to 1,000 views in like less than an hour. And yeah, you should watch it because I added some stuff in there.
Oh, of course you did. Of course you did. I'll watch it.
The way he did it, he was like, mm-hmm. You can watch it right now. It's like 20 seconds long. I was like, Judith knows.
Uncle Daryl. I feel like we're going off track of like the favorite, least favorite, whatever, but I don't mind because this is the fucking series. Like, this is the end. Like, this is the end of, and as much as we are going to have episodes in the future about Fear the Walking Dead, and like,
I think Bekah just watched it.
oh no, and like Rick and Michonne and everything, like the gosh, I don't know. I have a lot of weird feelings about this, and I don't think it can be lumped into favorite moments, least favorite moments, and other gripes and what the fucks, right? You know what I mean? Like, I have my favorite moments, I have my least favorite moments, which actually, let's just dive into that because least favorite moments is what the fuck happened with Rosita. Uh, First of all, she falls off the pipe, which none of them should have been able to climb up in the first place. This pipe is like 2 inches, 3 inches wide, and they're like squirrels. What the fuck? You don't have grippy pads, assholes, but okay. But so they all get up it, and then Rosita's like, she doesn't just fall off, she lets go. She just like sacrifice herself. And to be honest, like I saw Gabriel with a bebe on his back. Did Eugene also have a baby on his back? Okay, so there were 3 babies. So apparently I missed a baby somewhere along the line because I thought there were only 2 babies. Coco and whatever this other baby is, which they're all getting adopted by Aaron in the end anyway. So who knows? But Rosita lets go. She fucking just lets go of the pipe and she falls and she's got Coco on her chest. And then she comes up like fucking, apparently she's Superwoman now, like whoop-ha, 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 like pushing hundreds, if not thousands of pounds of walkers off of her. She is wearing, and I also watched the after the show thing. She is wearing like 6 layers. Okay, maybe 6 is hyperbole, but she is wearing like a shirt and a sweatshirt and like another sweatshirt and like a coat over that. How the fuck did she get bit on the back when she fell on her back? And they replayed that scene, and you see the walkers like going at her. No fucking way. I'm sorry, no fucking way. Like, badly done. Hate it.
It could have been a scratch. Are we sure it was a bite?
It looked like a bite when she showed Eugene.
No, we don't see a bite. We just see.
It looked like a scratch, right?
Yeah,
It was a
I
bite.
saw a scratch. I didn't see a
Yeah,
bite.
we just see an injury. Yeah, it felt to me that it was like a scratch, and that's why it also took long for her to turn.
I mean, still, the clothes that she was wearing. No. And again, I watched the after the show thing where they're showing her fall and stand up in like slow-mo and like whoop, with her bat or whatever the fuck she had in her hand. I'm telling you, no way. No way. No way.
Well, she's dead now, so tough titties.
Yeah. I mean, I get it, but no way. Like there was absolutely no way. She was wearing like a shirt and a sweatshirt and a, like maybe another sweatshirt and like a coat over it. I just no way.
Well, we've seen the walkers bite through those face guards that the Commonwealth guys wear. So like,
And a baby. She was also wearing a baby, so that was an added layer of
Yeah, so
protection.
well, I'll have you know,
backpack straps over her shoulders and like where she was scratched or bitten or whatever was like I'm sorry, but like no. Like it was
I'll have you
badly
know. I'll have you
done.
know that wearing a baby Bjorn gives you extra superpowers, but you have to sacrifice clothing layers.
But she didn't sacrifice clothing layers because she had
I'm
like 6 of them.
Tara. That's why.
Listen, I'm just gonna bitch about this for the rest of my life. There is no way.
Is this going to become your Beth? Is this going to become your Beth?
Yeah.
Yeah, Rosita's still alive. She just wanted out. She just wanted out. She faked her death and she ran off.
She was like, fuck you, I don't want this kid anymore. No, that's terrible. I hate that. I don't want that. But like I'm sorry, but like no, it was bullshit. It was bullshit. It was badly. I'm not saying that she's not dead. I'm saying that the way they filmed it, the way it happened was nonsense. Like she should have been wearing less clothes, or she should have. There should have, because again, like in the after the show thing, they showed it again, kind of in slow mo, and it was like Dean and I both watched it, and he was like, "How the fuck did she get bitten?" And even if it was a scratch, no, she wouldn't have gotten scratched. She had like hoodies. And like, she had like 2 hoodies on. Like, it's just not whatever. That's my least favorite moment because it's bullshit. You know, Dean was actually complaining, like, "Oh, like how did she all of a sudden become so strong?" And I was like, "She's a mom protecting her baby. Like, she got that adrenaline, and she was like, I'm gonna fucking murder all of y'all." But that doesn't explain away the bite, scratch, whatever the fuck it was that killed her, because there was no way they could have gotten through that many layers of clothes. She should have been wearing less clothes. Just bad costuming decision. I don't know. Whatever. Least favorite moment. We're all muted.
Yeah, I don't think I have anything written down for least favorite moment. I don't think any particular scene was a least favorite moment for me. Like it was like, okay, things are happening. I do have gripes though.
I was not very happy about
Bekah,
Rosita
your least
dying.
favorite?
I was in the middle of speaking. I think Farid's on a delay. I think Farid,
don't be rude.
Don't be fucking rude. And then I take my hand back and hit you like Kim Kardashian did in that one Kardashian, Keeping Up with Kardashian video. Okay, so Rosie getting bit, I knew she would die. Like I put her on my list. I knew she was gonna die. Is either gonna be her or it was gonna be Gabriel. I knew one of them was gonna die. Like she was on my list, but I'm still sad about it. Like, you know. The whole Rick and Michonne thing at the end, I was kind of like, I guess that's technically more of a gripe than a least favorite moment. Cause like overall, I mean, is this a good, sorry, I put my hand on a crinkle bag. Is this a good ending episode for a series finale? No, it is not a good ending episode. You know what? My least favorite moment, not enough people died. Pamela did not die. Boo. She could have at least fucking died. Like, come on now. Anyway, so gripes and WTF moments. Farid, before you start yours, it's called Universal Donor, not Magic Blood.
What was Carol's? Okay?
It was so convenient. It was so convenient. I was like, okay, so he's a universal donor, and yeah, magic. It has never, ever come up before that Daryl's a universal donor.
How does Carol know how to do a blood transfusion? Was she and this is actually
Carol's
a question.
Statman. She knows everything.
I mean, honestly, like I was actually questioning, like, was she like a nurse or something before? Because she might have been.
She said, she's had to do stitches and stuff before because she said that Ed used to hit her so many times that she had to learn to do her own medical stuff because the hospitals asked too many questions. I remember she said that. So she
Yeah.
has a lot of medical training because Ed used to beat her and Sophia.
And I the thing is, like, I didn't question it. It was Dean who was like, how the fuck does she know how to do this? And I was like, I don't know. I feel like that's just something Carol would know how to do. Like, we all believe in Carol. The magic of Carol. I don't even know what my blood type is, so like, kudos to Daryl for knowing.
He only knew because Merle made people pay for it. It's like Jesus, Merle.
And we got that little piece of convenient information after 11 seasons.
But
we also know that Daryl's never gone to jail. He ain't never ridden a pony. He ain't never been to, what is he now? Never been on no vacation. I don't remember what else he said. He's also never been to jail.
But he saved Judith. I mean, you know. I don't know what.
Yeah, as far as my gripes are concerned, I didn't like the fact that Lance showed up at the end.
Oh
really?
God! Actually,
right,
the funny thing was,
right in the front of the herd.
Yeah.
Right in the
funny
front
thing
of the
was,
herd,
like,
huh?
when Pamela was like walking up, I was like, what the fuck is she doing? And like, Dean was like, that's that guy. And I was like, what guy? And he was like, the guy. And I was like, her son? I thought like he's gone like forever. And he was like, no, it's like her like second in command. And I was like, oh, I didn't even recognize him. That was dumb.
I accidentally glanced at Farid's notes and saw Lance made an appearance, and I was like looking for him like the whole episode. I was like, where is this fucking creep?
He's dead, Bekah. He's gone forever. But not gone forever, apparently, because he's there to give Pamela her like, I'm gonna
What if Lance ended up being like a variant zombie and he was still trying to like grope Pamela? Because that's the only thing you remembered. That would have been a thing.
He was still trying to grope Pamela. Also, like, just kill Pamela. Why are you putting her in jail? That's like I don't. Okay, I guess she wasn't the worst. There's been worse. Negan, honestly, was probably worse. Was worse.
She does say, who says it? I don't remember who says it. Jail is the worst place for people like her, or being arrested is the worst thing for people like her, or something like that. Carol says that.
Negan said it. Negan said it.
Was it Negan?
Carol or was it
it
Negan? I think Negan's the one who. Yeah, Negan said that to Maggie, right?
Okay, well, or maybe Maggie says it to Negan.
Carol talked a fuck ton of shit.
Yeah. Well, anyway, so I guess they decided, because she was gonna let Lance kill her. She was gonna let Lance bite her and kill her.
And she was like,
yeah, Maggie was like, not on my watch, bitch.
You gotta suffer. I don't know. The whole end of this episode is just so. Just what?
Also, I'm laughing because I told Ross Marquand to his face, I was like, oh, we all know that they win and take over the Commonwealth. And he said, yep.
Commonwealth, yeah. Yep. And they get Alexandria back, and I don't know. Like, I don't So wait, are we on other gripes and what the fuck moments? I can't remember.
I guess we are. We are basically like least favorite moments. Yeah, we are on gripes, right? Yeah, we're on gripes.
Yeah.
The lamb sting, that's in gripes. Yeah. Mhm.
I just don't even know what I feel right now. Like, the end of this episode was. I'm glad Jerry and Abila didn't die. I am glad, and these aren't gripes or what the fuck. This is just like I don't know what else to say. Like, I'm glad Ezekiel is the leader and Mercer is his second, and I guess like my gripes and other what the fucks are like how they tried to be so artsy with the ending. That's it. They were like, "Oh, we're gonna we're gonna show you how it ends, and then we're gonna be like, but here's Rick and Michonne and Daryl riding off on his motorcycle, and I just don't know. I just why are we still watching all of these shows? Why does this still exist? Like, this is the end, right? This is supposed to be the end. And I know there's more. Like, listen, I know Fear of the Walking Dead is still happening. And they but the weird thing is, like, I actually got emotional. I actually got emotional when they were like,
Me too. It's okay. I did too.
we are the ones who live, and they show all like everybody who lives, including like Morgan bleh, and Dwight, and I am so I don't know what I feel here. I have so many feelings, and I don't know that many of them are good. 'Cause because it means we have to continue watching this shit. But like, I mean, I don't know. I don't know. Please tell me I'm not the only one that is just like absolutely torn about watching the end of this show. And I'm not talking about us on the Bitching Dead only, right? Like, we have all stuck with this show from the very beginning. And shit, I reviewed it for the Geek Eerie for a long ass time. And then at some point I was like, I can't do this anymore. Like, I can't write actual reviews of this show anymore. And it was very soon after that that we started doing this.
Well,
And
it was you did it, and then I started doing it, and then I said I can't do this anymore. And then we were like, what if we turn it into a webcast? And that's how it came about.
and listen, like, I have loved every fucking moment I've spent with you guys talking about these stupid shows. Like, I really have. Like, I would not have kept doing it if it wasn't for the fact that I have loved talking with my friends about this bullshit. But like, we get to the end and it's like, I know that we have other shows to talk about in the future, right? Like, I know we are going to cover whether it's like, it won't be episode by episode, I'm sure, but it will be, half a season, whatever it will be for the future Walking Dead universe bullshit. For right now, I don't know, I got to the end of the show and I was like, this is I don't know. I have a lot of feelings and I can't I'm having trouble like telling you what they are right now because they just happened, right? Because I was actually sad a little bit. I am actually sad a little bit that this show is over. Like that, and not just because of this webcast, but because it was a huge fucking part of my life for a long time. And even when it just became something that I complained about, I don't know. I don't know. Somebody else, please talk.
It's so like I think it's still the thing about The Walking Dead is that it's been such a constant, and I think that this finale was very underwhelming. Even though it did have its ridiculous moments, it still was very underwhelming for a series that was on for over a decade, for 12 years. And it is a little sad to still say goodbye because we are leaving characters that we've had for 12 years. And so there were moments that I did get a little choked up and I did have my feelings. And I'm not like saying, like, even though, we bullshit about the show and we say we hate the show, blah, 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 like still has been a constant for so long. It's been a constant in our lives for 5 years. That's over half a decade, y'all. And I think that it's okay to be a little emotional about saying goodbye to something. Um, I'm sure that we will, if we don't do the Bitching Dead, I'm sure that we'll find another TV show once the Bitching Dead ends, like, or not once the Bitching Dead ends, but like once the Walking Dead universe finally comes to its death, finally, please,
It's
God.
never ending. It's
It's
never
never ending. Yeah, it's gonna be on for. It's
It
gonna be
is
something.
The Walking Dead.
They're trying to turn this into like Star Trek or something, and it's not Star Trek. It's just never gonna end. But
We'll be The Walking Dead, but by that point, all of
yeah,
us in our 70s still bitching
yeah,
about it.
still bitching about this. We're gonna turn on our webcams and we'll be like,
Back when season 1 was
when
good.
season 1 premiered, I was in
Dude,
college.
I
Okay,
was in
Grandma,
my
let's get to the
20s.
bed.
I was in my 20s when this show started. I am almost 40.
And it's whack. It's whack. But I get it. I get being sad and I get being a little disappointed, but we'll always have The Walking Dead. um that being said,
I think that
there
not to interrupt you, but I think that like the way this episode ended where we got to see like shit, like Jerry and Abila are happy. Ezekiel is running things because he should, because he is the best. Like, let's be real.
Eugene has a baby and is married now, has a baby named Rosie.
Eugene is married. What the? So he gets to have actual sex and not just watch people. Like, and Aaron still has Gracie, and maybe one day he'll find another gay guy. Or he'll forever only be the only gay guy. Poor Aaron. And wait, what Lydia, what happened with her arm? Because like we know they cut it off, but we never saw, like, was it me or did they just really like film around the fact that she didn't have an arm?
They did shoot her putting the bandage on it properly, but then we just see her wearing a coat and not using her arms. So they probably gave her a prosthetic, or maybe it was just the end of the season and they were rushing and they just felt like
They don't
shooting
care.
around it.
And she gets to be with Elijah.
Lydia fought with a stick, right? So she has like a stick attached.
And now she's with Elijah, who BT Dubs deserves better, but that's my opinion, I guess.
Did you guys know that the guy who played Tyler, is it Tyler, the one who took that person hostage? The one that they went on a massive manhunt for him in the episode towards the beginning of the Commonwealth, and Pamela made him disappear. Was that his name, Tyler?
Oh yeah, the guy who attacked Pamela.
Yes.
Yeah. No, he dead. He dead.
Yeah, I know he's dead, but did you know that he and the actress who played Lydia are dating?
No,
I mean,
but good for them.
I mean, I don't know. Sorry, I just went through her. I went through her Facebook, or not her Facebook. I went through her
Instagram.
Her Instagram, because I was curious, because I was looking, because she looked like somebody else, and so I went to stalk on her Instagram, and I saw that they were dating. I was like, oh, cool. Anyway, yeah, so fun story there.
But now we get like, so the episode ends, right? Like all the people are happy and safe, and only Luke and Rosita died, apparently.
It's weird because we're so used to conflict, and we're so used to everybody dying and always having to watch their backs, and it's so weird to think that, oh, now they made it. They finally made it. It's a dictatorship. They made it. Oh, it's Tara's either crying or
I'm just
baking.
done. I'm just
Okay.
done. It's a dictatorship now. But I mean, like, but seriously, like, they. Okay, so everybody made it. Everybody's safe except for Rosita and Luke, which, like, I'm sorry. At the end of this show, where you have murdered off so many fucking people, how did more people not die? Just more people should have died. I'm sorry, but that's the way it is. And then we get this like weird, what the fuck was this whole like Michonne and Rick like writing to each other or writing to their kids, like, we're just setting up the next show. Okay, like, I get that's what they were doing, but I'm not gonna be not annoyed about it. I'm not. And then what the fuck? And then Michonne is literally on a horse by herself with just a sword, because it's not her sword, because her sword is actually with Judith, and she's like riding toward like a fucking whatever that was, and they're picking up Rick near. I mean, I guess, like, here's my question: where they were picking up Rick? What did they call him?
Civilian, survivor.
No, it wasn't civilian. They called them something Rick.
Consignment or something.
Consignment.
Like
that's what it was.
No, it wasn't.
Weird
It was
word, yeah.
consignee.
Yeah.
Consignee.
Yeah.
That's. I don't think that's right
Consignee,
either.
yeah. Mhm.
But like, he's near New York City. So are we like? That's New York City across the river, right? Like, if it's not, then I am
So
a dumb person.
does that mean that Maggie, Negan, Rick, and Michonne are all gonna meet together?
But then why would they have two separate shows for that?
Yeah,
Then they form one
they're all
super
going to
show.
like
One super show, and then Daryl's gonna,
yeah. Mhm.
and then it's just
The
gonna
movie. Bekah, the movie. That's going to be the movie. That's the movie right there.
However, I will say that when they were at the end of the thing, when they were like pressing the next shows, they're like Fear the Walking Dead, and the Rick and Michonne show, obviously, they didn't say anything about Daryl.
Yes, they did. No, they didn't. Maybe. I don't know. All I know is that it's been filming.
I'm not saying it doesn't exist. I'm just saying.
Well, it's not coming out until the summer or the fall. So probably not mentioning it yet.
Yeah, well, when does the Rick and Michonne? I
The
don't know.
first show that's going to be released is the Maggie and Negan one. After that is the Rick and Michonne one, and at the end is the Daryl one.
But nope, I don't know. The Daryl thing in France, whatever.
In France, yeah, Monsieur Daryl, have you seen these walkers?
Would you like a baguette?
Omelette du fromage.
Oh, oui, oui. Besou.
He's gonna come across a big castle, and there's gonna be a beast inside it. Beef ragout, cheese soufflé, something something en flambé. We've prepared and served with flair, culinary cabaret. You're alone and you're scared, but the blanket's all prepared. I know that's not the words, but it's okay.
Okay, so theories.
What if the Daryl spin-off is actually Daryl being stuck in a European castle? And it's a take on Beauty and the Beast?
I would kill everybody on
It
that
would happen.
show and then just kidding. I would never. I love Daryl, you stupid man baby that never showers and cut your hair.
I mean, if there's gonna be a Rashone show, where so at the end of this episode, you've got Michonne with her like helmet on or whatever it is. And you also hear them saying like, Rick Grimes, like, we're gonna pick you up. And I thought for a moment that she was there, right? Like she was gonna like charge in and do something about it. But no, she's charging into what looks like a horde of walkers. Like, I mean, and when I say a horde, it's like the biggest horde we could ever have possibly have seen. So how the fuck are they gonna get back together?
Oh, I was not muted to begin with. Maybe she saw the helicopter on the other side of the walkers.
I don't think so. I don't know what the fuck is happening there, but whatever it is like
What the hap is fucking? Also, I didn't get a chance to say this. Them pouring gasoline into the sewer systems at the estates. That was just the rich people's part, right? And it was surrounded by a wall, so they only have their own. They have their own sewer system. Yeah, stick it to the man. Fuck you guys.
Yeah, I'm sorry. We didn't actually talk about that, but when they are trying to get rid of the horde that has entered the Commonwealth, they're just Commonwealth. It's a Commonwealth, right? Yeah, it's a Commonwealth. Now I'm like, is it the Commonwealth? Is it the Civic Republic? What? How are there this many societies, right? But they play their music, and I'm just like, okay, so obviously they're gonna like attract all the walkers and blow them up, but also with the smart walkers, is that legit? like,
I mean, they still hear sound. They're still gonna go to it. They still can't. I don't think they can't differentiate music from like voices.
it
I
was
mean,
like
they're
it was
still
like
dumb.
Dragonfire, man.
I think the variant walkers can just somehow figure out a way if they're stuck somewhere. Like if they're stuck by a wall, they'll try to climb the wall. If they have a door in front of them, they'll try to open the door. If they have a glass in front of them, they'll try to like break the glass. But I don't think that they can like differentiate between, like they can't see traps being laid in front of them. They can't see that yet.
Yet. Yeah, because where did these variant walkers come from anyway at the very end of this fucking show? As Negan said, what the fuck? All right.
This is the end.
Okay, so let's just like, what are our last feelings about the show?
I mean, again, this was not a satisfying finale. More people needed to die. Something big needed to happen. Like, how is this series finale different from your usual mid-season finale or something? Like,
Yep.
how? And we have had far better mid-season finales, in my opinion. Like, how is this a series? Explain to me how is this a series finale? It's not.
The finality of it, I think, makes it the series finale. That's all I can say. The finality. I mean, it's it. Like the finality. And whenever I don't say I'm not saying the finale. I'm saying the finality, the finality, whatever, of the series, of the season, of the episode, whatever. Like
No,
everybody's happy now. Everybody's happy now. This is their happy ending. They finally got a happy ending. This is it. You know, and that's it. Like, you know, they won their war against the hardest, meanest bitch in town. Womp womp womp. And they just, it's very disappointing for a series finale. As far as series finale goes, all of that could have been in 12 episodes, even less, to be honest. There's a lot of, you know, just shambling around. I think that it was disappointing as far as finales go. I think that there should have been more of a bang. More people should have died. There should have been more of a sense of loss and more of a sense of togetherness. I would have liked to have seen them rebuilding more rather than a time skip. But I get production. I get in times of production, COVID, blah blah blah.
Someone should have sacrificed themselves
Yeah,
when blowing all of the zombies up. Someone should have sacrificed themselves to like light the fuse or something.
Yeah. It was
but they didn't have to, so I guess they were able to do it from the safety of their, you know. I know Walking Dead has done dumb shit before. So sorry,
Yeah.
I'm getting really antsy, so I'm just gonna casually lay. I'm wearing a dress. I know. I'm in my thigh.
Showing her thigh. It's okay.
My
I'll show my bra strap.
Oh no, Farid, show your bra. Escandalo. Oh no, Farid's bra strap. And so I think that the only reason why it's a series finale is because they said it was.
Yep.
It really didn't feel like it.
Yeah.
And that's kind of disappointing, to be honest. I know that they felt like they told the story they had to tell, but I think that they could have ended the story in Alexandria. And I know that there's a whole comic book series about it. I know that they had a story with a comic book and they had a contract that they had to do, and
well, but the whole difference is like Carl lives in the comics, doesn't he? And like they fucked it up. They fucked it up.
The
You,
ending, the
Sadiq.
ending in the comics, the ending in the comics felt like a series, felt like a comic finale, like a comic series finale. Because by then, by the end of the comics, the zombies were basically close to extinct, going extinct. Like there weren't a lot of zombies around anymore.
Yeah, that would make more sense. Like as far as like a series, like with iZombie, that was a series finale. With Z Nation, that was more or less a series finale. Even they made do with what they could for Z Nation. They could have gone more with it, but that's a petty squabble for another day. Catch me on my side YouTube while I complain about Z Nation. I'm just kidding. I don't have a side YouTube. I should start doing that. I should just open one up and just go live and bitch. But yeah, it's the only reason why it's the finale is because they said it was.
Yeah.
And that's like I said before, and I'll say it again. That's disappointing, and that's shitty writing, and they have more stories to tell. And fortunately, it cost us the end of something that used to be really great.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. And they ended it the way they ended it in order to rush to make Dead City and the Michonne and Rick thing and the Daryl thing. And they cherry picked these popular
and more Fear
characters.
the Walking Dead.
Fear the Walking Dead is basically over. This is the last season, so.
Here's to hoping that feels like a series finale.
Once they get to Padre, I think they'll figure out it, because with The Walking Dead, they've always been on the move from like one thing to another, trying to locate like this paradise, and they found it in the Commonwealth, and they basically had to do more or less, like their idea of a paradise. I think, so I feel like that they always had this villain to conquer, and so they finally conquered it. And the thing with the Commonwealth is that it's the biggest around. It's the biggest, baddest thing around.
Except
the only
for
thing,
the Civil Republic, apparently.
yes. Well, I think, Civil Republic, but that they're going to deal with that in the next. I feel like they're going to deal with that with these next spinoffs, and then of course we're going to meet the things in Europe and all of their stuff, and there's always going to be, in the apocalypse, there's always going to be groups. There's always going to be people who are putting themselves at the head of those groups. There's always going to be people who think they know the best route and the best thing for their little groups. And there's always going to be conflict because there's always going to be too many chefs in the kitchen, and the kitchen is the apocalypse. But yeah, so that's the reason why I think we feel a little disappointed, and honestly, I feel kind of cheated. I feel a little cheated. I was hoping for more fireworks, and blowing up a whole rich person's city it's not going to do it for me. Sorry. I paid my penance in blood and sweat and
there
tears.
There was no reason for the company to delay the release for the finale. Like nothing big happened in the finale for them to like delay it and have it be available spontaneously when it aired on TV. Like nothing happened. There were literally no spoilers to give. Nothing happened.
Nobody cared about the deaths.
I mean, I cared a little bit about Rosita, but
I mean, we care about Rosita, but didn't to be honest, I thought she would die like way earlier. She was in that Selena show.
We've been basically waiting for her to die. It's actually surprising that she got to live until the end. Remember when she got the Selena show for Netflix? We were like, you know what? She's probably going to die, but she didn't.
And I also don't know how I feel about her. I don't know. She got Andrea's death, so I'm like, I like that she got Andrea's death, but I also don't.
I feel like they have a bag of comic book characters' deaths, and they just take a character and then they put their hand in the jar and they scrounge around in there and they take out the character's death and are like, okay, we're gonna give Rosita Andrea's death. Perfect.
Not only deaths, weird things like Aaron never got his arm chopped off in the comics. Rick did, but they never did that to Rick. Never.
Oh, because that would have been. Are you kidding me though? That would have been like they had to kill him off instead because that would have been like too much. Like he would have been on screen too much, and it would have been too much like work for them. Because he gets his arm chopped off super early by the Gov. The comic book Gov, which is totally different from the show Governor.
So what do we think about Rick's new look on that island? Bare feet, beard, hair messed up. Hasn't had a shower in like months.
He probably hasn't had a shower in 6 years.
Why did he have bare feet? That seems so dangerous. I mean, obviously it's because he's escaped from wherever he is, you know. I don't know, man. Listen, I can't even think about the things that are coming in the future because I'm still attached to whatever the fuck the end of this episode was. Like, we got our happy. I mean, here's the thing. I'm not a happy ending person. Like, give me something that is unsure. And I believe in that more than I believe in a happy ending. But also, I absolutely am totally here for Ezekiel being governor and Mercer being his second and Jerry and Abila being the king and queen of Alexandria or whatever the fuck it is. Like, I am here for all of this. But I they really like ruined it a little bit with the Michonne and Rick thing.
See, I don't need a happy ending. I need a complete ending. I want all the loose ends to be tied up, unless it's going to be, unless there are some things that are okay with them being loose ends. There are some plots that, like there's some things that are okay having loose ends because it doesn't bother me too much. Like Penny Dreadful. That was okay with a few loose ends. Yeah, I know. I was very sad, and I feel like I think that Vanessa definitely deserved better. Eva Green deserves better. But they told the story that they had to tell, and I feel like The Walking Dead did not really tell the story it had to tell. I feel like it told the story that it was contracted to tell. But I am okay with no happy endings. I would be okay if every single fucking person died and the walkers overrun them. I would be fine with that. I'd be fine if every single person died and the walkers took back the land. I'd be okay with that.
I really thought when Daryl was putting was locking Judith up in the hospital, I really thought that the episode's final scene was going to be Judith waking up and realizing that no one is around her and she's all alone. And that's where the series
That would
ended.
have been great. That would have been a great callback.
I would have been furious, but that would have been amazing.
Right? That would have been an ending.
Oh, well, it would have been an ending. It would have been the ending we liked in the artsy sense.
Mm-hmm. But it would have been like we know that we're already getting spin-offs, so things will work out for Judith. But still, like that ending, they should have ended it there. Like Judith woke up, or maybe she's searching around and she hears Daryl calling her name, and that's where the episode fades to black. They could have done something.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know how I feel. give me like a week and I will like have more, not even a week, like give me a couple days and I will be like, okay, this is how I feel about this right now. But right now, I don't know. 11 years, y'all. Like, let's say, okay, we've done this podcast, webcast, whatever, for 5 years. But we've been watching this show for 12 years, because the first season came out in 2010 and like,
Yeah, 12 years.
I don't know. It's just I have a lot of, I don't know what I'm doing or what I'm feeling about this. At least Carol and Dale got their moment. At least Jerry lived, and Abila, and I don't know. Like I'm not like angry about the way things ended in terms of leadership, but I'm also just like, why the fuck were we left with this? Like, why were we left with this like Rick and Michonne bullshit?
They wanted to make sure that people were watching so they would get hyped for the new series, which is a really cheap, stupid. They could have been dropping hints this whole time. They didn't have to piggyback off the finale like that.
Farid, you better you better post the viewership whenever it's available.
I will.
All right. I mean, so
it is the end, but not really the end. So
yeah. Wrap up recommendations.
Interview with a Vampire on
Yes.
AMC.
Yep.
Watch it.
I still haven't watched it.
Amazing. It's so good.
So good.
Well, I recommend watching the first season of Warrior Nun. And then so you can watch the second season, which quietly dropped on Netflix.
And it needs the viewership. It needs the viewership because those numbers are low.
I watched first season of Warrior Nun, and second season of Warrior Nun is like on my list.
Also, I don't know if I don't remember. Have we had a broadcast since Halloween?
Not the even, I don't think.
Okay. Well, watch Wendell and Wild on Netflix, please. It is an amazing it's produced by Jordan Peele, and Key and Peele also star in it. It has an amazing it's got trans representation, huge POC cast, and it also is anti-private prison. It talks a lot about the private prison system and why it's bad. That's basically the whole plot, is discussing that, anti-private prison system. And it got next to the director is the director of Coraline, I think his name is Henry Saville or Harry Saville. But he directed Coraline. He also I believe he also co-produced Wendell and Wild, but Netflix gave it very, very little.
Yeah, I've only heard of it because you posted about it.
Very, very, very little. Very little fanfare. What is it called?
Promotion.
Promotion. Yes.
Marketing promotion.
Please, marketing promotion. It is a fantastic movie. It is beautiful. It is just unapologetic. Is an unapologetic little black girl and unapologetic trans guy, and it's just a great.
What's it called again?
It's called Wendell and Wild.
Okay.
and it's just a stop motion. It's got some pretty gross stuff in it. It's pretty PG, but it's it's kind of like it's a Coraline thing. So it's like Coraline. So it's very spooky. But please, please give your viewership to that. Please give your viewership to Warrior Nun, which also has LGBT. Also has LGBT.
It's also
characters
really
in
just
it.
fun.
Yeah,
Warrior
it's
Nun is
fun.
fun.
It's very fun. It's a very fun.
Or at least season 1 was. I haven't watched
Yeah.
season 2 yet.
I need to rewatch season 1, but season 1 was great. But yeah. So just definitely give those two a look. And if you don't watch any of them, just watch Wendell. If you have to choose one or the other, watch Wendell and Wild.
I started watching Nope on the plane yesterday, which is also I believe no, it's not Key and Peele. It's
Jordan Peele.
Jordan Peele. Thank you. I knew it was one of them. Thank you. But I got like over halfway through it and it's fucked up. But I was really enjoying it. So I'm hoping to be able to finish it. The only reason I didn't finish it because my flight wasn't long enough. Yeah, I don't know. I don't really have any other recommendations other than watch some shitty Christmas movies. Actually, watch Falling for Christmas with Lindsay Lohan on Netflix. It's bad. It's so bad.
It's so bad. It's so bad.
It's so bad. But listen, it is that time of year, and I'm going to suggest that you watch shitty Christmas movies. So please watch this shitty Christmas movie.
Okay, you know what? Since we're talking about shitty Christmas movies, watch a not shitty Christmas movie, Jingle Jangle. Also a strong POC cast. I had not seen it, but I have been wanting to see it for a very, very long time. It's on Netflix.
Mm-hmm.
It is. Let me double check. Jingle Jangle. They released it in 2020. It has Madeline Mills, Forrest Whitaker, Keegan Michael Key, Ricky Martin. We'll skip over him.
Martin.
Alicia Rashad, Anika Nani Rose, who played Tiana in Princess and the Frog. Yeah. But it's just a Christmas movie about a man who is he does holiday. I don't know if he's a toy maker, but he has a workshop, and his granddaughter appears at his doorstep one day, and it's just a holly jolly Christmas movie.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, it's also Netflix. Okay, I'm gonna stop now.
But yeah, watch Falling for Christmas so that Lindsay Lohan does a horrible Christmas movie every year.
Honestly, yes.
Right? I would watch it. I would watch all of them. Every year, a new Lindsay Lohan Christmas movie.
I honestly feel bad for her. So, like, I at 40 look better than she does at 36, and that's something. So
she's lived a life. So there's that.
She had way too much work done.
Mm-hmm.
Listen, girl was beautiful. Why did you do this to yourself? Anyway, all right. So, other than recommendations, anything we're doing, activities, nope. Ice and FireCon, that's it. So,
I have nothing. I'm going to K-pop concerts tomorrow,
yes,
which
of course you are.
It's almost 1 a.m. here, and I really need to get off here, and I need to pack a suitcase.
Yep, you're not allowed. You should have packed earlier. Okay. All right. We're done. We're done here. Okay, it's your turn.
My turn? Okay. My turn. This has been Bekah, Tara, and Farid bitching about stuff and things with the Bitching Dead. Thank you again for joining us. Please follow the Bitching Dead and the Geekery on Twitter. And I believe we are migrating to Tumblr soon. Remember, we are a free webcast run off of donations from viewers like you. Thank you for contributing and helping our host site, The Geekery. Goodbye. Happy holidays.